So today we have our full body Pilates session using a small ball. We won't be rolling the ball around, so you're welcome to switch it over for a cushion, or you can go props free if you do prefer as well. So we'll get started in a moment, and then we'll come into our warm-up, full body, ending up in our back extension and cool down. Okay, so to get started, we're going to start in a 4-point kneeling position. Let's place that ball into the inner thighs, hands underneath the shoulders, knees under hips. Just taking a few breaths here, finding some ease there and length through the back. Let's gaze forward, lift through the chest. Exhale, round through the spine. Working from the hips to the head each time. And just finding that spinal articulation, connecting your breath with your movement. And one more. And round. Keep your rounded spine, tuck your toes, lightly press your hips behind your knees. We're going to float the knees up, exhale, lower the knees, tap the mat. So today we're keeping this rounded spine, finding a deeper connection to the lower abdominals and the pelvic floor. Finding a little lift and lower. Let's go 3 and 2. 1. Now keep your knees off the ground. Can you lengthen through your spine? Find a flat back. Then open your chest, gaze forward. Round from the hips to the head. Keep your hover. Flat back, articulate to the head, and then open the chest. And then rounding from your hips to your head. Can you feel that light squeeze on the ball keeps that connection to lower abs and pelvic floor? Let's go 2. And 1. We'll come to a flat back. Keep your flat back, gazes down to the ground. Press your hips back slightly towards your heels and then come forward to your knees. We go back and forward, hips in line with knees. Try to keep the knees off the ground if you can. Come down if you need. Leading back with your tailbone. We've got 4. Starting to build up that heat here. 3. Good, flat back. And 1 more, and then bring it down to a stretch. Lower the knees, drop the hips to the heels, and take a stretch. Good, we're going to take that ball out from between the knees, swing around into seated position, ball to lower back. Sitting up tall, so you've got that lower back on the ball, but we're going to lift up through the crown of the head, open through the chest, and then reach the arms forward if you can. Exhale, round the lower back into the ball. Come up, inhale, breath. So just starting to find that connection to the lower abs. Feel that your chest stays broad as you curl back. So we don't want to collapse with the arms down. The distance from your hands to your knees stays the same. Brilliant. We're going to add on a twist. We curl back, we hold. We twist to the one side, center, and come up again. This time twisting to the opposite side. And left. If you want to add challenge, you're going to extend the leg of the side that you're twisting to. Bring it down as you find center, and then you come back up. Take this at your own pace. We want to feel stable on those hips. So you can be going quicker or slower than me, depending on how stable you can stay across both hips. Can you feel your opposite oblique activating to keep you balanced? Good. Let's go one more. We bring it in. We lift back up. This time you're going to curl back. You're going to bring your hands down to the ground next to you. So elbows are in line with shoulders. You've curled your hips into the ball and you're pressing into your forearms. Extend one leg, reach away, lower and lift. We flex down, point and lift. Keep your gaze on that wall in front of you with the long neck. Last two. Zip up the belly button to the chest. One. Lift and hold for circles. We go down, around, and lift. Pressing into those forearms for your balance. Feel how you can wrap your core in when the leg comes up. Let's reverse. Lengthen through that neck. 3, 2, 1. Bring that leg down in line with your hip. Find balance. Press into the forearms again. Second side. We extend, lower and lift. So you want to make sure that you're not collapsing into the shoulders. It's very important that you have that open chest, long neck, and zipping up your belly button to your spine. 2, 1. Hold, lower, circle, and lift. Think of squeezing your inner thighs together to help keep that connection in the pelvic floor. Last 2. 1. Bring it around to the other side. Good. Finding that connection with breath. Use your exhale to lift. 2. And 1. Bring that leg down. Scoot yourself down. Bring yourself to your heels. Hands behind your head. Elbows forward. Inhale over the ball. And exhale to lift. Coming into that chest lift. Curl your rib cage into the ball. So we're not trying to think of lifting off the ball. We want to actually go rounded into your ball. Press the tail and the feet into the ground. You'll find more connection and support. Last 2. And 1. Take a full stretch over the ball. Remove the ball if you need. Moment's breath here. Good. Bring your hands out. Lift yourself up and let's take that ball out. Roll yourself all the way down. Bring your feet closer to you. And we're going to roll up those hips. Take the ball underneath your tailbone. Now make sure that your tailbone is on the ball. Lower back is open. Feet in line with hips. Let's take a single leg march. You're going to bring one leg up to tabletop. Lower and lift. So this leg is tapping slightly away from you. Trying to keep your hips stable on the ball. Probably regathering your breath here for a moment. Can you think of push and then pull? We push down, we pull up. Last 2. And 1. Keeping this leg in tabletop, begin to curl your hips towards your shoulders. Gently lift your hips off the ball. And exhale, we roll it back down. Good, we exhale on the way up and down. And pause at the top and bottom for an inhale. A single leg pelvic curl, keeping balance across both of your hips is the challenge.
And a nice tabletop in your top leg. Let's go one more. Find that little lift, but the tailbone is still on the ball. So we've got the shoulder blades on the ground. Tailbone is light on the ball. Lift up through that bottom glute. Extend your top leg. Lower and lift this leg. We go up and down, or think push and pull. You have the option to take a bent knee, tap the mat with your toes, and come back to table. Shoulder blades on the ground, tailbone lightly on the ball. 3, 2, 1 more. You're going to keep that leg straight or in tabletop. Bottom hip, we go down. Exhale, straight up, squeeze the glute. Now you're trying to lift a little bit higher off the ball, but not so much that it rolls away. Last 2. And 1. Lower the hip down and bring your foot down. Reset. Bring the ball into center again. Second side. We lift that leg to tabletop. We tap and lift. So the hip is resting on the ball now. You're wrapping into that core. You're finding your stability. And then with each one, we add on a layer. 3. Good. We're going to go 1 more. Keep the leg in tabletop. Pelvic curl. Roll your hips towards your shoulders. Lift the hips up off the ball just a little. And roll it back down. Can you feel that you come to the tips of the shoulder blades, but no higher? We're pressing into that bottom heel for support. Good. Last 2. And 1, we're going to hold it at the top. Lift up through that glute, but we're still on the ball. Extend your leg at the top. Lower and lift. That ball is going to give you lots of feedback. You want to feel that your tailbone is resting and your hips are even. Good. Find the shoulder blades in the ground. 4, 3. Press into your hands for support. And 1 more. Hold, lower, and lift. Glutes are going straight down and up. It's a tiny movement. Feel the squeeze in the crease of the glute. Spread those toes, press into your heels. Good. Last 2. And 1. Lower the leg and bring those hips down. Let's go for a double leg. So we bring both legs up to tabletop. Squeeze those heels together, knees together. Both feet go down. Tap the mat. Exhale to lift. Lovely. So pressing into your hands really helps you here. Keep your shoulders on the ground. If you feel that you're doming in your core, pause and bring your legs back up to tabletop. Feel that you're zipping up your lower abs or belly button to chest. Finding that core connection. 1 more. Bring it up, hold. Heels together, big toes apart, knees in line with shoulders. Extend your legs away, keep them high. Bend your knees, bring it in. Frogger. So we have those flexed feet. We keep those heels together. We push and pull the legs. Last two, then we're going to point the toes. And one, press the legs away, point the toes. Extend the legs a little bit further. Straight legs, we're going to lift and lower. Exhale down, inhale to lift. Now for all those that are familiar with the reformer, this is just feet in straps. So you want to think of tailbone pushing down as we lift up through those feet. Last two. And one, then we're going to take it down for circles. Let's go one more. Bring it up, press into your hands a little bit more. Lower, find your spot, your point of challenge. Separate the legs, circle up, squeeze the heels together. This one's a little bit slower. When we bring those heels together, we want to pull our inner thighs together equally. Balance across those hips. Let's go one more and then we're going to reverse. How are we doing? A little bit of a challenge here. Good. Let's reverse. Open at the top, circle down, squeeze the heels together, and straight up. Exhale down. Inhale to lift, just like we did earlier. Press your head and shoulders into the ground. Good. Feel that support. Let's go one more. Bring those knees in. Lower the feet down to the mat. Take them nice and wide. And just windshield wiper those knees side to side. Finding a bit of a stretch there. Good. Bring your feet back through center. Bottoms of the feet together, knees wide. Stretching through those hip flexors. Just in case they got tight for you. Good. Bring the feet down to the ground and take the ball out from under your hips. Let your lower back reset. Then extend the legs. Reach the ball up to the ceiling in line with your chest. Feet are squeezing together. Lift up through the chest. Halfway gaze to the toes. Full roll up. Dive forward. Hold. Exhale. Curl back all the way or halfway. Good. We're going to do a couple of roll-ups here. Exhale on the way up and down. And a nice big inhale at the top and bottom. Can you aim to keep your ball in the center of your chest? So as you curl, that ball is reaching forward in line with your chest. Feel that your core pulls back as you reach forward. Let's go 2. Lovely. One more. All the way up, find a final stretch. And then we're going to come into our side work. Lift it up. We're going to take the ball underneath the waist, but closer down to the hip today. And then you're going to come down to your elbow. Head is resting in your hands. Legs are straight and slightly in front of you. Check that your rib cage is pulling back. Very important. From here, we're going to take those legs. Exhale, float them up. Just a little. Lower with control. So recently playing around with this. If this is your first time, we want a very small lift. You're light on your ball. You're resting on your elbow so that you can get those legs to lift and lower. If your ball's bothering you, bring yourself all the way down. Good. Stretching through those legs, lengthen. Let's go 2. And 1. Can you keep your legs up? hold. Bottom leg forward, top leg back, find your range, and then switch. No pulses here today. We're looking for that balance and that control. Stretch those legs, reach them away. Checking in with our shoulder, we're lifting up and off. Good. Find that reach. Last one. We bring it in and lower it down. Let's come up onto that forearm, remove the ball from your waist and bring it slightly in front of you in line with your chest. Press down onto the ball. Let's lift those hips. Lower with control. Press into the ball. Exhale, hips come up. Option to bend the bottom leg. Squeezing together from the heels to the inner thighs. Good, let's go 2. And 1 more. Then we're all going to bend our bottom knee. So if that bottom leg is straight, bend it. Lift yourself up into that sides position. Roll the ball underneath you and come back to center. Good. We want to twist from that waist up, trying to keep your hips from moving. Press down into the bottom forearm a little bit more, which is going to give you that space to roll. That's it. Last 2. Can you feel that bottom oblique working? Good. 1 more. Let's bring it in. Face forward, chest forward. Press into your ball. Lift your hips higher. Top leg comes up and down. We're using that bottom waist to stabilize for 3, 2. Can you keep your leg up? On 1, in line with your hip. Flex, we come forward. Point, pull back. You can bring your bottom hip down if you need. Exhale as you pull back, wrap into the core. Last 2. And 1. Good job. Bring it in, down, and into your Z-sit. Find your stretch. Well done. Oh, lots of hard work today. Find a twist, reach. Let's open it all the way up. Second side. So we're going to start with a ball underneath the hip, on the elbow, both legs straight. Lift up off the ball, legs come up. Finding my range here, and lower back down. Good. So you may start to notice that one side has a little bit more range. So see if you notice, as the side feels stronger, do you need to tune in a little bit more? Can you find a little bit more pullback in that chest? 1 more. We're going to hold it. Bottom leg forward, top leg back. Find your balance and switch. Good. Keep going. I'm just going to adjust my ball here on this side. Yeah, that's better. Good. Resting your head in your hand. Find a little bit more lift here through the top rib. How are we doing? Lovely. Let's go 2 and 1. Bring it all the way in. Up onto the forearm. Ball comes out in front of you. Both legs are straight or bottom knee is bent. Press down into the ball. Lift those hips up. Lower with control. We want to keep the chest forward.
As you lift, you can think of bringing your rib and hip together at the bottom and trying to keep it on the way down. Press into your bottom forearm as you come down, just so that you don't collapse into that shoulder. Last two. Good, and one more. And down. We're all going to bend that bottom knee straight through that top leg. Lift yourself up into that side supported position. Find a twist. And center. Controlled movement. Exhale on the twist. Think of lifting through that bottom rib cage. We're gazing down at the mat on the twist. Gaze forward as we come around. Let's go one more. Lovely. Bring it forward. Chest is forward. Neck is back and long. Lift and lower through that top leg. Now we keep that upper body stable, only moving through that top leg. Last two. Let's go forward. Kicks. Bring the leg in line with the hip. Flex forward. Point and squeeze back. As you pull back, you really want to find that length through your head and the wrap into the core. 3, good, 2, and 1. Bring it in, down into your side stretch. Take it up and over, open up through this rib cage. Feels good. Twist around down to the ground. Lovely. Let's bring it around into our prone position. Ball underneath the sternum. If it doesn't feel good, you're welcome to remove it. We're going to be up on the forearms, elbows under shoulders, gazes forward. And you want to lightly feel that you press your sternum into the ball and up away from the ground. So you're lifting up through the crown. Legs are nice and long. We're going to start by exhaling, lifting both of them up equally. Squeeze the bum cheeks. And let's start to swim and kick the legs. Taking a nice inhale in through the nose for 5. And out for 5. You'll begin to feel your glutes. They're working. Nice and active. Can you feel that you're balanced and stable in the upper body, the chest, the neck and shoulders? Good. Can you get the knees up off the mat a little more? 2 more rounds. And 1. Steady the legs, keep them off the ground. Single leg kick. We go 2 kicks, 1 leg, lengthen second leg. Good. Think of bringing your heel to the opposite glute. Really gets the hamstrings activated. Press into the forearm, stable upper body. Step up that core, final round. Last one. Lengthen, lower the feet. Stack the hands. Rest your forehead on your hands. Find that adjustment. Ball is still under your sternum. We lift the hands and the head off the off the ground. Deep breath in, we lift. And lower. Inhale up, exhale down. Feel that you lengthen through your head on the way up, just to make sure you don't drop into your lower back. You want to activate through the mid-back muscles. Use that ball for challenge and support.
support. See if you can slow it down. At the top, can you find a little bit more lift, more activation in that mid back? Let's go 2. And 1 more. Hold it at the top, find your max. Extend your arms back behind you. Lower and lift just the arms, stabilizing through your body. Your gaze is down to the ground. You're lengthening and floating up through the back of your head. As you lift and lower those arms, you're going to feel triceps and lats. Can you lift a little higher from your chest? Last 3. Good. 2. And 1. Well done. Bring it in. Hands under shoulders. Press your hips back. And rest your forehead on the ball. Lengthen through your arms. Find a stretch. Good, we're going to come into our cat-cows. If you don't have your ball, you're welcome to just keep your hands down to the ground. For the rest of us, we're going to push the ball away. Find that stretch in your chest. Curl through your back, lift up. Deep breath in, stretch from your hips to your head. Exhale to curl. Starting to bring that heart rate down. Bring the ball all the way back into center. We're going to find a 4-point kneeling. Hands down to the mat, ball to the center. Let's twist it out. And back in. Finding an exhale breath as you twist. 1 more. Good. Second side. Hand to the center of the ball, twist under. Reach your tailbone back to deepen your twist. And last one. Lovely. Bring it all the way back in. Let's take the hips to the heels and then gently roll up. All the way to the head. Reach up. Deep breath in. And release. Exhale. Well done. Thank you so much for joining me for today's session. And thank you for being patient with me while we had a bit of a technical issue at the start there. It was so lovely to move with you today. If you are new, we have a Q&A session now, so you can come and ask any of your questions from this class or any of the other classes, just so that I can help you and support you in getting stronger in your Pilates. If this is all for you today and you're heading off, thank you for joining me. I hope that you have an amazing week, and I will see you next Monday. Bye. All right, how are you feeling today? Let's have a check-in. Questions. Happy Monday from your holiday. Amazing. Pilates and a round of cocktails. I love it. That would make it a lot more fun. I would love to one day do like a Pilates event. It reminds me of that. Thank you so much, Charlene. Oh, thank you so much for your generous gift. I really appreciate that. I'm always so grateful to have you all here moving with me, all of your support. And when I get when you share your super thanks, it really means so much. So thank you. All right, let's see. How do we feel today? Do we have any questions? We did a little bit new work here with that ball. Thanks, Chelsea. That was tough. Thank you, John. I hope it was that good kind of tough, and it felt good for you. That was hard, very challenging, or like a good challenge. Hopefully there was some options for you to just adjust, find that connection with using your ball. But let me know on a scale of 1 to 5 how hard, 5 being like really, really hard. And if you have any questions on anything that felt particularly hard, let me know.
I can always give you some options to choose from next time. Harder than the reformer. Oh, yes. Okay. So when we're doing hip work on the ball versus the reformer, definitely a lot harder on the core because you don't have those springs and those straps to pull you back in. So that is very true. What I would recommend is keeping your legs up a little bit higher. So with the reformer, you can go more straight out because you have the support of your straps. With your ball, I would recommend going a little bit higher, more at a diagonal, which will feel more supportive on the core and back. So hopefully that helps. 6 out of 5. Wow. So we have to put this in the advanced category. Thank you for letting me know. Now you have a advanced class that you can come back to again and again and again and see how you are progressing. Right. I'm going to give it a few more minutes in case you have any questions on any of the exercises that we did. How are we feeling today in the shoulders as well? Because we had quite a bit of side work. So if there's any questions on that. And then we'll have another class. I'm thinking of doing a standing Pilates class this week. So I was curious to know from anyone else, how are we feeling with standing work? Shall we do a standing Pilates class? And then another Pilates with weights class this week is coming as well. Thank you, Lucy. I really appreciate the super thanks. Oh, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Tipsy Pilates ain't easy. Correct. I would say, how did that work? Because the ball already, let's not encourage this. But I'm glad that you did still join and that it was fun and you enjoyed it. And this is going to be a memory. Standing Pilates sounds good. Amazing. So we'll definitely have that up this week. So it'll be fun. We haven't had one in a while. So you have something new to look forward to. All right. Thank you so much for everybody for joining. Thank you for the super thanks and all your lovely supports and chats and joining even on your holiday. I will see you all next week. Have a lovely week. Bye.